The controversy began when attorney Lee Yu-rim, a managing partner at a law firm, posted a detailed accusation on her social media account against Guk Dong-ho, a contestant from the Netflix show Solo Hell 4. She identified him by name and claimed that he had been a notorious bully during their middle school years in the Daejeon area. According to her post, she had suffered severe harassment by a group of bullies, and Guk Dong-ho was a central figure in that group. She described specific incidents of abuse, alleging that members of the group would hit her on the head with badminton rackets, place thumbtacks on her chair, and pour superglue into her locker locks so she could not open them. These accusations quickly gained attention because the accuser was a practicing lawyer, a profession that carries significant weight and credibility regarding legal matters. A major part of Attorney Lee's accusation involved what she called a confession attack. She claimed that Guk Dong-ho was in a relationship with a female student named Moon, who was the main leader of the bullying. She alleged that to mock her, Guk Dong-ho performed a public confession of love in front of a large crowd, kneeling with a cake, all while his girlfriend watched. The intent, she argued, was to harass and tease her by making her the center of a humiliating public spectacle. This narrative suggested a coordinated effort between Guk Dong-ho and his alleged girlfriend to torment the victim. Because Attorney Lee was a legal professional, the public initially viewed these detailed claims as highly credible, leading to immediate backlash against the reality star. Guk Dong-ho responded quickly to the allegations by releasing a detailed statement denying the claims. He addressed each point logically, starting with the specific acts of violence. He stated that he had never participated in or aided any violence involving badminton racket, thumbtacks, or glue. Regarding the relationship at the center of the confession attack, he firmly denied ever dating anyone named Moon or knowing anyone by the names the attorney had mentioned. He argued that it was doubtful such a person even existed in the context of his life. He also denied the public confession story, stating he would not kneel and confess in front of a crowd during his middle school years, and that he had never harassed the attorney in such a manner. He clarified that contrary to rumors, he had not quit his job as an accountant and was still working in his profession. As the public examined both statements, several inconsistencies in Attorney Lee's story began to surface, shifting the direction of the controversy. The first issue involved the name of the alleged female bully, who was supposedly Guk Dong-ho's girlfriend. In her initial post, Attorney Lee referred to this person as Moon Oh-hae and later as Moon Oh-eun. However, as the debate continued, she released a correction statement changing the name to Moon Oh-ye. This change raised questions because she claimed to have suffered continuous harassment from this person, yet she could not provide a consistent name for her alleged tormentor. In contrast, she had remembered Guk Dong-ho's name clearly. The second issue was the relationship status that formed the basis of the confession attack motive. The accusation relied on the premise that Guk Dong-ho and the female student were a couple who bullied the victim together. When Guk Dong-ho denied knowing or dating the woman, Attorney Lee issued a correction stating that Guk Dong-ho and Moon Oh-ye were not in a relationship. She dismissed this point as unimportant to her overall claim. However, this correction undermined the logic of her specific harassment claim. If they were not a couple, the motive for a public confession attack designed to show off in front of a girlfriend became unclear. The narrative that he was mocking her in front of his girlfriend no longer held up if the relationship itself did not exist. The connection between the two parties also came under scrutiny. Attorney Lee claimed she was bullied by Guk Dong-ho and his group in the Daejeon Yusong area, mentioning schools like Noon Middle School and Jijok Middle School. However, it became unclear whether she and Guk Dong-ho actually attended the same school. Guk Dong-ho stated he had never met her in the context she described. When asked about their connection, Attorney Lee admitted that the confession attack was the only direct interaction she had with him, and that she knew of him because he was a famous bully in the area. This admission suggested that they were not in the same class or social circle, making the detailed claims of coordinated daily like the locker glue and thumbtacks difficult to verify. The attorney's credibility faced a separate challenge regarding a claim she made about a television drama. Around the same time as the bullying revelation, she posted that she had been a candidate for the lead role in the drama Honor. She claimed she had undergone rigorous acting training for a year and was set to be a main character before the plan fell through. The production company of Honor released an official statement denying her claims. They asserted that she had no relation to their casting process and that her post was factually incorrect. Attorney Lee countered that the casting director knew her and that the production company was unaware of the early process, but the denial from the production team was viewed as a significant blow to her public trust. The situation ultimately left the public with conflicting narratives and unresolved questions. While attorney Lee Yu-rim maintained her position as a victim of school violence, the inconsistencies in the names of the perpetrators, the retraction of the dating relationship, and the dispute with the drama production company complicated the public's perception. Guk Dong-ho continued to deny the allegations, characterizing them as a one-sided framing based on weak evidence and a refusal to verify facts. The incident highlighted the complexities of internet accusations, where the authority of a professional title meets the need for concrete evidence, leaving the truth difficult to determine for those watching from the outside.